video. Cranking out a few of these today because it's just a lot of stuff going through my mind. A couple people hit me up on emails asking about some things. This actually came up when I used the RIP Trainer today and hooked it up to my big palm tree in my front yard. What I want to talk about is obviously a chopping lifting pattern that we've been using a lot. Really like it a lot. It's a pretty safe movement. It's a very, very effective core movement, especially from a stabilization standpoint. But the question was basically, Ryan Sells had asked this, and Ryan is, interned with me last year, and asked about just, how do we decide the knee, which knee's down and a half kneeling? And what's funny is that I never really learned it from anybody or anything. I just found it was just the most kind of comfortable pattern. So what I like to do, I'm going to demo from a high-low, but if we can imagine, I'm going to go from a high-low. I take my outside knee and I put it down. And what that does is, obviously, half kneeling is great because it locks in that lumbar spine more than standing up. We have a tendency still to rotate, so it's going to be tougher to rotate the lumbar now. So as I'm coming from high to low, it just makes more sense for me from a movement standpoint to come here and here, because it's going to give me room to finish my push. Now, even if I'm coming from a parallel, for me it just kind of feels a little better. Now, if I'm going to go from low to high, and I did this, it would feel to me like I'm blocking myself off with this leg. So I take my inside leg, my inside knee down when the anchor's low. I'm going to come here, right, low to high. See how I kind of open up a pathway? That's the only reason why I did it. I don't know if there's any validity to that from a movement standpoint or from a safety standpoint. To me, it just seems like it makes sense. So, I guess if you're going to be parallel or neutral, it really doesn't matter all that much. But for my purposes, low to high, I go inside knee down. See that movement? If I'm doing that pull and chop lift, even if I'm doing something explosive with that rip, I just like it better because it opens up this pathway. The leg's not there. Now high to low, open up the pathway for where I'm going, right? So let me just show you real quick. Basic movement that we do a lot. A lot of stabilization and a lot of great rotation on the core. So like I said, it's a little bit high to low. Take that outside knee. I'm going to put it down. Now, with the rip, we already know, I'm going to move away a bit. I'm going to create more tension with this initial pull. I'm going to pull, now it's really pulling tight now. Now I'm going to push away. Back home, home. Okay, if I was a little bit higher, I'd come more downward on that shot. Now, you know already, the closer your grip, the tougher that pull is going to be. I want to make it easier. But I like the idea of that initial pull, create more tension, more control into that movement. Okay, so we'll do those part of our circuits. Usually a part of our numbered circuit, like set at 8, set at 5, set at 10, versus 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Because it's going to vary a lot from set to set. You get tired, and a lot of times one side gets the brunt of the fatigue. So I have to even it out before we move on to the next exercise. Use them in our densities all the time as well, set at 8 on each side. So hope that makes some sense, and do work.